Uh-oh, what's going on, everybody? We're live.
Yay.
We weren't ready for it, but we're live.
Hi. How's it
We're,
going?
how's it going? We're going to have to redo that thumbnail, but that's okay. How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to podcast number 4. We're 23 seconds into being live. We apologize. We were doing it through this app thing, and it just took me through the steps, and then I started becoming live. So we weren't ready for it yet. But
And we're still doing it.
basically, what let's go ahead and get right into it. What do you think,
Yeah,
Mike?
absolutely. Yeah, I think it's great.
Got your notes?
I have not, because I'm doing something else and it didn't work. So let me pull my notes up.
All right, he's gonna get his notes, so we're gonna get them ready.
Yes, we are. Any day now. Get your notes.
I'm using yours.
Oh, okay.
Do the same, remember?
Think so. Which ones I pulled up here, but we'll pull up something, I'll tell you.
Oh, that's the ones.
Okay.
No, that ain't it. We haven't been technical.
Yeah, we don't have enough medicine.
There we go.
All right. We got notes.
Start, Mike.
So, right, okay, I'm going to start. So, wow, it's an interesting week.
It is.
We got a lot of notes.
a lot of notes.
First one. This, it actually hit kind of close to home. I'm a parent, like yourself. In Deer Park, Texas, a father got arrested for slapping a 12-year-old kid.
Slapping him.
He slapped him in the face.
Okay.
I guess he left a couple welts. And this kid was actually bullying his daughter. To the point that they were throwing stuff, and it was actually a physical assault.
Really?
She, I guess, ran to the neighbor's house and then, had somebody come and get her and everything else.
Okay.
Well, on the way home, Dad found the kid and ran across him, and the kid was bad-mouthing him and just treating him the same way, really disrespectful. For 12-year-old and an adult. So he did probably what I would do if it was my child. He probably backhanded him. But got arrested for a felony. A felony.
Huh.
Now.
So give me your opinion, Mike. What do you think that do you think this guy should be punished, or do you think he should not be punished?
I honestly, yes, I think he should be punished.
Okay.
Based on the fact you can't strike a minor like that no matter how much you want to. Okay? I 110% would back that guy up, though, in a court of law for what he did. As an adult, as a parent, you don't speak to adults that way.
I agree.
From a 12-year-old boy, and that's the problem we're facing today in America. That's what is going on. We have lost respect. We've lost discipline, and kids don't give a shit. They're going to do what they want to do to get what they want.
You gotta get them.
Oh, okay. Like,
Anyway.
little technical difference. But yeah, from a parent standpoint, I think, honestly, I think he's a hero. He did what the parents didn't do. He smacked that ass. Well, at least the face.
Well,
personally, I do not think it should be a felony. If I was the parent of that kid, no, there would not be no charges against him. Because that kid deserved it. You don't talk to an adult like that and expect to go scot-free. He shouldn't put his hands on him.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I don't think he should have definitely should not have put his hands on him.
It's like anything else. I'm an adult. This kid was a minor. If I had a confrontation with him, it would not be directly to him, it would be to the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Or to the police and then the parents. Either way it goes, the parents would definitely be involved. But my God, if somebody talk to me like that kid supposedly talked to that adult,
Yeah,
I
don't
would have
know.
done one as bad as that.
I
in the
think
face.
that there's some steps those parents could have taken uh, in order to prevent the situation from happening. Tell me what I mean. If the parents would have correctly parented that kid, he would have never been disrespectful to that guy. So what it sounds like is this kid got into an altercation with his parents. So he
Mhm.
ran over to the next door neighbor, and then the next door neighbor hit him. Basically, is
Right.
what happened. So what I'm saying is, if it had been better parenting in the first place,
It
the
wouldn't have-
second event would have never happened.
Exactly.
So I don't really blame old boy who slapped him. Now it isn't his kid, so he doesn't have a right to put his hands on him.
Correct.
But I don't particularly blame him for doing that.
Right.
I don't think that it was the
As
worst
honestly
thing you could have did.
as an adult, especially if like you said, you got kids. For me, it's an instinct. One time my daughter popped off, and I was in the front seat, she was in the back, and she got popped. It's just an instinct. Now,
Right.
a very wise woman who I have high regards, high respect for, I love her to death. Medea, she in her word,
Tyler
you
Perry?
just mark that ass, smack that ass, smack the ass,
All right.
and they'll be okay. All right. Meanwhile, locally, well, not locally, Seymour, Indiana. 12-year-old girl was abducted in a car.
Okay, she was sitting in the car.
She was in the car. Yeah, somebody took the car. What seemed like a pretty ordinary just carjacking,
Turned into a kidnapping.
even now it's a kidnapping. But here's what I don't understand. Um, she was actually caught on the interstate. Kid was unharmed, thank goodness. Great job for the police in the state and local. But according to the abductor, she had to get her out of that place. Had to get away from the demons.
Hmm.
So, I think one maybe fell over the cuckoo's nest there.
Yeah, I think they did. Big time.
Yeah.
So something that I want to start that I haven't did yet on this is sports. So I'm a big sport guy. Not Mike's not too big into sports, but however, my team you've probably seen. Oh, you've probably seen my me wearing shirts and stuff. But my team is Kentucky. I'm a big Kentucky fan. So I'm gonna have just a little
Kentucky
segment.
Headhunters?
Huh?
Kentucky Headhunters?
No,
Oh,
Kentucky
oh.
Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
But,
Well, yeah.
But yes, so I'm gonna just give you some Kentucky updates, a couple other scores, just sports, a little bit of sports news.
Kiki.
Because honestly, I don't get like sports updates on my phone. Like I don't get, or not sports, but I don't get news updates. Like my phone doesn't go off and say, "Oh, Trump did this and this and this." My phone goes off with sports updates because it's more interesting than regular politics.
Mine's sports. Or mine's mine's just regular news.
Yeah, well, I get a little bit of that too, but so Kentucky beat Missouri this day when I wrote this,
Uh-huh.
66-58, but they beat Auburn today, like 78-50. That's a 5-game winning streak for
Kentucky.
Kentucky. They got beat about 5 or 6 games ago, and then they hadn't been beat in 7 games. They're doing really, really well this year. Is basically
Okay.
the point. And another little story that we can talk about that's actually comes from that I actually got an update on my phone. That's the reason I know about this.
Mhm.
Is it says the NBA has submitted the National Basketball Association a formal proposal that will lower the draft eligibility age from 18 to 19. A person with knowledge from the proposal told USA Today Sports.
18. So instead of going there when you're an adult, you have to wait till you're 19.
You basically, they're proposing a bill to where right now 18-year-olds who are just out of high school can go straight to the NBA.
Okay.
Actually, you have to have 1 year of college.
Okay.
But now they're wanting to raise the age to 19. Now, it doesn't really do anything. You
Right.
hear that and you think, well, that might be stupid, but it doesn't
Right,
really
right.
do anything. Really.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Because you still have to do a year of college.
Right.
You don't really graduate college, or you don't really have that first year until you're 19 or 20.
Right. I agree with that.
So it doesn't really change too much. But what does 1 year really do?
Right. Right. Yeah. I don't think it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, you had to go to a year of college now in order to go to the NBA.
Well, I think that's good.
Like some people, like LeBron and Kobe and some other people, they didn't go to college at all, straight to the NBA. Which I think for some people that's good actually. Some people it's not. For superstars like LeBron James, you
Yeah,
can get away with it.
yeah. That's fine as long as, let's say, what what happens if you blow your knee? What happens if you can't do it anymore? What do you fall back on? As long as you have a backup plan, hey, I don't care. It's what they want to do. But if you want to go live that kind of life, whether it's sports or football or music or whatever, I think you should at least have a black backup plan.
I agree with that. Um, GSP, which is George St. Pierre, which is a UFC fighter, a really good UFC fighter who has won a bunch of fights and was undefeated for a while,
Yeah.
actually. He's retiring from the UFC for a very, very interesting reason, which I will tell you right after I tell you that Hauser, in local news and local sports,
Shit.
Columbus Christian beat Pleasant Grove, which is a little town or a little place here in Columbus.
Yeah,
North got beat. East won. Indian Creek beat Hauser by 10. Both little schools here around us. This might not mean anything to some of you, but more to some others. But I want to get into the reason. That was just a little segue. I want to get into the reason why GSP did retire, and it's kind of funny. So it says GSP has a legendary career with title wins in both welterweight and middleweight divisions. Canadian UFC fighter George St. Pierre is a legend. He's 26-2. He's the second most all-time wins of all. So he's a fucking beast. A 37-year-old. Okay. Decision. There are no tears. I am very happy to do it. St. Pierre explained. According to ESPN, it takes a lot of discipline to retire on top. It was a long process in my mind, but it's time to do it. Only a few people have done it. I will always said I wanted to retire on my own and not be told to retire. It takes discipline. In combat sports, you should. That's when you should retire. You should retire when you're on top. It's very hard to do, but I'm happy and disciplined with had the wisdom to do it.
Okay.
But I think that him retiring is a big thing because he did have such a good record, 26-2. Is phenomenal, and so he was very hard to beat, and now that contender's away.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Just a little something to switch it up. I like
yeah,
sports.
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now on to idiot news.
All right.
With again our mentality of people.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis, Tennessee. Nice place. Been there. Don't want to live.
Been there.
29-year-old got arrested for probably attempted murder. But apparently she stabbed another woman in the head. Why would you stab a woman in the head?
McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah, why? I mean, why? The bitch didn't get her Big Mac quick enough. The lady supposedly took her parking spot. The lady couldn't get in to get her Big Mac. She got mad and she stabbed the bitch in the head.
It sounds like some Columbus shit right there.
Yeah, on the east side.
He said east side.
Yeah.
Don't come to this town looking for the east side of Columbus. You'll find a joke. Okay?
Yeah. Usually short and black and, has his pants down around his ankles.
That's true.
More than, like I said, just a couple of disgusting, things, that goes around, Sacramento, or excuse me, Orange, wherever the hell that was at, Montgomery, Alabama. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Orange, Texas. Again in Texas. I love Texas. Been there, lived there for 10 years, but some idiots down there. 26-year-old father. He got charged with violent murder of his daughter. Made his first appearance last Wednesday. $2 million bail, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
That he has a bail?
Yeah, absolutely. You violently kill your child, you should not be getting out of jail for any reason.
Well, no, he doesn't have $2 million either. I almost guarantee it.
Probably not. This is one of the huge ones. You know who Justin Solid is, don't you?
Who?
Justin, and he's actually I'll show you a picture of him. It's kind of it's publicity. It's acting. You familiar with a show, Empire?
I think I've heard of it a couple times.
Okay, Empire. Once again, not saying anything bad or anything, but it's predominantly a black, black about
Okay.
the, obviously you can see about the who's on top.
Okay.
I think that kid right there, Justin, is one of the actors in there.
Okay.
Well, I guess Mr. Justin kind of got word that he may have been going to be set out of the script.
Cut out of the script.
Yep.
Okay.
So he decided. See, there's Justin right there. He decided that.
Okay. Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah. He is going to call the place after he got attacked by two big black men. Okay. These guys are obviously brothers. I mean, they're well built. They're from Africa. What I later found out, that they had been on this show with him. Well, they was named as suspects on attacking him. Supposedly, it got to the point that it went from a black, gay, mocking to a beating to a noose around the neck.
So he killed this guy.
No, he didn't die.
Okay.
He walked himself to the hospital. He wasn't that bad. Well, as the investigation went on, they come to find out it didn't happen. He set it all up. It was a publicity stunt to make him better. And only thing that got him is a criminal record and termination from a show.
Huh. Wow.
So,
Interesting.
um,
Very interesting. I did not know.
if you're going to make a false police report, at least make it realistic or get it where somebody can corroborate it.
I gotta agree with that.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see where we're at. Oh, here we are.
Where we at?
Yeah, you want to do that one, or are you going to do it?
You got.
I'll go ahead and do it. This is actually a really good one.
Sorry.
It's the lawyers. There's a little school, Covington Catholic School,
Mm-hmm.
and they've actually filed a $250 million lawsuit against the Washington Times.
Why?
Why?
A school?
Yeah, a school. This kid is actually one kid,
Okay.
and he filed a lawsuit.
Why?
Why? Because this newspaper,
Okay.
basically,
The Washington Post.
Washington Post, and you know who the Washington Post is. Everybody knows the Washington Post. Top secret. They put in the paper on they actually did it was a news segment. It was something with Trump that was going to be in the state, okay, or whatever. But anyway, this kid was there in support of Trump.
Okay.
Well, I guess this particular individual is kind of scrawny, but he had to make America happy again.
Oh wait. Are you talking about the Indian guy?
India, I
He
think
was the
he
Indian
looked
guy
like-
standing in front of the Native American whatever guy? And
no.
that's a kid with the smirk on his face with the Native American great hat again?
It maybe, I don't know. But this kid, anyway, they made some pretty derogatory statements about him in the paper about essentially he was there under racist protest because he's a white American,
Yes,
and something with blacks and all that, and they just really raked him over the coals. And it got to the point that he actually started getting death threats and everything else from black people.
I think we're talking about the same situation because there was a
It could
situation
be.
that I heard on the Rogan podcast and on just on the internet in general.
Yeah.
That there was a kid wearing a big "Make America Great" hat again,
Uh-huh.
and he was just sitting there smirking at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there on the other side of the other guy is a Native American guy. And at first, when you see this smirking kid, you just think, "Wow, what an asshole!" He's sitting there smirking because this guy's like playing the drums and shit.
Yeah.
And then turns out that the guy on the other side of the Make America Great again was saying saying very racial things
Right.
to the kid with the hat on. He was saying very rude things to the kid with the hat on, and then yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't know if it's the same thing you're talking about.
And
Exactly.
Yeah. If anything would cooperate today, it's been one of them damn days. Um,
It's okay. We're only
Yeah.
20 minutes in. We'll be
yeah,
fine.
really.
We'll go.
1 a.m. in the morning up here. Yeah, that's the way. Hold on. I mean, first of all,
Yes, it is the kid.
okay, this is it. Okay,
Pretty
but
sure.
yeah, probably you had made America Great Again hat.
Yes.
But yeah, it just when did the papers, the journalists, get into profiling and saying, about that? I don't.
Well, the thing about it is they didn't know the full story before they started fucking talking about it.
Right.
They thought that this kid was just sitting there all smirking and just being an asshole to the
Right.
Native American guy, but really that wasn't the case. The Native American guy was being very rude to the kid with the hat on first, but they didn't see the whole video.
Right.
They just seen the video of the kid smirking at him, and they thought, well, oh, this kid's being a dick, and then they wrote this nasty thing about him, this
Right.
nasty thing without actually knowing any of the details.
Mhm.
This is what I heard on the Joe Rogan podcast. So if you don't believe me, watch.
Oh well, no, I
No. I'm just saying.
I totally do. I mean, that's what and I don't, I can almost imagine what the words that he was saying is. It should have been doubled. I'm sorry, you don't. That's crossing a line for a journalist. You
Yes.
don't go from reporting the facts to making, slander statements. I mean, this kid.
And I want to play. I do want to play the devil's advocate just a little bit.
Yeah.
And say that if I was that reporter and I was on the other side of the fence, I may have just did it too. I may have just said, you know what? This is a story and it looks like this is what happened, and just started running with it. That's what TMZ does. TMZ sees a story, the little snippet of a story, and they start running with that. And then, so I don't think that it was right that the reporter did that. I think that was wrong of him. But given the circumstance, I may have did it too. So who's to say? You know what I mean? I would like to think that I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I would like to think that I would take everything into consideration. Maybe this kid isn't, and maybe I would write a more a less biased report.
I mean, at first I would say I wasn't there. I don't know what kind, how it was presented or anything else. But, I'm sorry, if I'm going to investigate or if I'm going to do a report on something, I'm going to investigate it. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you supposed to kind of get all the facts, get both sides, and then, as far as I'm concerned, let these people decide. It's not up to me. First, I don't give a shit, but yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, kid, yeah, break them over the coals. I don't think it's right to throw the kid under the bus where he's getting death threats and everything else. I think it's wrong. I think they need to have a public execution.
Well, anyway, you already read this?
Yeah, go for it.
No.
Oh, I know.
A small town newspaper.
It took me one day to get all these.
Oh, what is this? For a regurgence of the KKK prompted 2 universities to withdraw the awards it has given its editor. So let's click on the. I haven't heard anything about this yet, so I'm going with.
It's kind of interesting. Basically, this paper called for the KKK to come and rally in their thing, in their town and shit, and it's just like.
That's what it says. A small town newspaper has called for the regurgence of the Ku Klux Klan, prompting 2 universities to withdraw the awards that it's given its editor. Auburn University in SoCal or Southern Mississippi decided Tuesday to. Basically, the editor published. I'm trying to get to the beef of it. The editor published last week began time for the Ku Klux Klan to ride again. Tonight, ride again. The editorial states Democrats and the Republican Party are plotting to raise taxes in Alabama, so the Klan should raid the gated communities where they live. Sutton told the Montgomery Advisor he stands by his February 14th editorial during an interview. Sutton suggested lynchings as a way to clean up Washington. Wow. Sutton has also questioned whether the KKK is violent, claiming America's most feared white supremacist terrorist organization don't kill but a few people. What a story.
What the fuck has happened to people?
Okay. I want to say, first of all, you know what I just said, the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to play it a little bit, but I'm not going to play it too much. So, the Ku Klux Klan is definitely a racist organization. I want to say that.
Yeah.
But I will say that probably not every single person in the Ku Klux Klan has killed somebody or has just seen a black person and just been outrageously racist to them just because they're black.
Right. I mean, yeah,
So,
I haven't
I
seen
will
that
say
shit
that.
since I worked in Martinsville.
What do you mean? The Ku Klux Klan are black people.
You don't see black people in Martinsville.
You don't know black people in Mooresville?
Martinsville is pretty bad. I mean, it may have changed over the last 10 years. I hope it has.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I can tell you some stories about Martinsville.
Really? Martinsville or Mooresville?
And I'm talking, no, Martinsville.
Okay.
And I'm talking about a colored gentleman walking down through the city. Didn't make it out of the city. But, yeah, stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Once I guess a long time ago, the leader of the KKK used to live in Martinsville for this chapter.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Let's see this part.
You got your right there. You got your whatever it is, sports there, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is next. So there's this video that I really, really want to talk about.
Okay.
And want to watch.
Okay, you're talking about the one.
I'm talking about the one.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll watch every second of this. Because it's just kind of fucked. But we're gonna talk about it, or I'm gonna try to show it to you if it looks okay.
But definitely, click the link. You can watch it. I'm sure you all
seen
seen
in the
it.
bio. You may probably have seen it. Let's see how many millions of views it has. I don't know. 33K reactions. So we're gonna watch this.
In the park.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn this.
Parking lot of this Motel 6 in Glendale.
Here's the video.
Police pull in. How y'all doing? And approach this.
We've already seen this video, so maybe we can just. Okay. Watch what happens, okay?
The passenger is Johnny Wheatcroft. He's in the front with another man. In the backseat, you can see his 11-year-old son, his 6-year-old, and their mother.
This is crazy. This is just crazy.
Hey, when you turn in here, man, just make sure you throw your turn signal on for us. Yeah, that's all it is. Nobody has their ID on them? No. Anything with your name on it? Yeah, just grab it out real quick. Nothing in the car there shouldn't be, right? Anybody? Nothing?
It's July 27, 2017, and these officers are part of a special unit assigned to high-crime areas. This is a reverse angle from the other officer's body camera. You're looking at Officer Matthew Schneider.
You can just step out and hang out right there.
Remember that name, because things with Schneider are about to escalate quickly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, just hang on a minute, okay?
This is where the video. I never mind. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't reach in your bag, man.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You says you don't have no ID. I don't want you reaching in there. What's your name?
Why am I even asking that?
Well, you don't have ID, and we made a. Yeah, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you need to have.
Why is that? I have an idea. I don't have to give it to you. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, well, I could take you down to the station and fingerprint you. Because we made a traffic stop on the vehicle, brother. That's it.
I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not doing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just here trying to help
Listen,
you.
we can do this one of two ways.
Okay, relax for a minute, please.
No, I'm gonna relax. Listen to me. We're gonna don't. Okay, I don't want you stuffing anything down in between the seat like you're doing. Relax. Keep your foot in there.
Okay, stop, please.
Here's the deal. You tense up. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Relax your arm, okay? Don't start. Listen. A couple of things. One, okay, you don't have no ID on you, okay? I'm trying to do this as easy as we can. You already done stuff something down in your backpack and you stuffed something down in the seat.
I promise you.
Okay? Are you gonna fight or not?
No, I'm not. But I
Okay.
promise you I didn't step
We're
on
gonna
the
do this.
Okay?
Okay, I just watched you.
No, you didn't, sir.
Let's pause for a quick second. Notice here, the officer has been grabbing Wheatcroft's arm for the past 34 seconds. That's kept the seatbelt from sliding off. And that's going to be important.
Okay. Listen. He's gonna fight, dude.
No, I'm not, bro. No. I'm not fighting.
Relax.
Hey, I'm not.
Don't pull away. Hey, get your
I'm not,
taser
bro.
out.
I'm not, bro. I'm not.
You are.
I'm not. I promise you.
You got a taser on
Thank
you
you.
right now?
I'm not doing nothing, man. I'm not doing nothing, bro.
You were on the time to tased.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm not.
One, two.
In front of his little 11-year-old, man. This is... It was hard to watch at this point, I gotta be honest. They're just tasing the shit out of him. Oh man, I can't handle it right there. They're doing it again, man.
Get your hands up right now. Get your hands up right now. Mark, stay down. Hey, we need to get... Watch Mark. He's hurt.
Mark's hurt.
You hit him in the head.
Mark got touched with a fucking water bottle. Mark's not fucking hurt, okay? Sorry.
At
Continue.
this point, Wheatcroft is handcuffed, still tangled in the seatbelt, wrapped around his legs. It's the 11-year-old boy who has to untangle his father as officers try to drag him away.
Hey, get in front of the car right now. Get in front of the car. Come on.
He's
You're all right.
11.
Come on. You're all right, buddy. Come on.
He's
Officers
11.
claim the woman in the car hit an officer with a water bottle.
Fucking water bottle. This is the big stink they're talking
He got
about it.
hit in the head by her. We need to get her in handcuffs right now.
She didn't mean to. Please don't take my
Tasing him again!
We need to play that back. If you missed it, with Wheatcroft handcuffed, another officer on his back, Schneider kicks him in the groin, then takes his left hand, pulls down Wheatcroft's shorts, and according to his lawsuit, tases him in the testicles from behind.
Oh my fucking god.
If you missed it, the video shows another officer pushing this woman down, and then seconds later, yelling at her team. You're about to see Officer Schneider threaten another tase. This time, with Wheatcroft on his side, Schneider places the taser at the crease of his hip, on his penis, according to the lawsuit.
Okay, keep fighting. You're gonna get it again. You want it again? Shut your mouth. I'm done around with you. So far, let's get him out.
Glendale arrested Wheatcroft and charged him with 2 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer.
Stand up.
In all, records show Wheatcroft was tased 11 times.
Shut up. Shut up. You're fine. Listen to me.
I have pneumonia, but I really have a chest pain. I'm having that.
Okay, well,
I have pneumonia.
you should have been stupid then.
I wasn't trying.
Watch your hand.
I have pneumonia.
He's got one right there.
Hey, Bill.
Right here.
Right here. I have pneumonia.
Right.
Behind.
Relax. Stop being a big baby.
Stop being a big baby. I tased 11 fucking times.
Yeah, that is good.
I can't breathe now.
You're fine. You're talking.
Yeah.
Spent months in jail.
I guess these officers did receive a suspension.
I don't give a fuck what they got. They should have got fucking fired
Well,
immediately.
yes and no. Yes and no.
No. Yes.
There's yes and no's. First of all, this guy resisted. It's pretty simple. Okay.
Okay,
I
hold on.
would not justify what that officer did. He did use excessive force. I totally agree with that. I stand by that 100%. And for that, he deserves to lose the lawsuit and lose his job. 110%. But now, would it have came to that point if the guy would just cooperate?
But I did not one time see him not cooperate.
What are you doing me? What's this? I'm not. I don't need you to do that. That
You can't question.
you. Okay, if an officer asks you your name or a CID, you have to show it to him. That's the law. In that case, it was engaged in a traffic stop. Nobody had IDs. I would have pretty much done the same thing without all the tasing and all that. I would believe that he may have been in possession. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, but if he would just cooperated, wouldn't have mouthed off like he did,
He was saying
maybe it would have had a different outcome.
But he was saying I didn't do anything wrong. That's all he was
Exactly.
saying.
But he's not answering the officer's questions. He's not following the officer's command.
Okay. Hold on. Let's let me give you another point of view. Okay. This is America.
Yeah.
This is motherfucking America.
Mm-hmm.
You can do what you want, when you want, how you want.
To a certain extent, yes.
So I agree very wholeheartedly with showing police respect
Mm-hmm.
and with respectfully talking to police officers when
Right.
they ask you a question.
Sure.
I wholeheartedly believe in that. However, I also wholeheartedly believe in the fact, or in the idea,
Mhm.
that a police officer should not. Okay. You're sitting in a car innocent.
Mhm.
You do nothing. Police officer approaches you, asks for your ID. You don't
Mhm.
have your ID. He says, I ain't got my ID.
Right.
He said, all right. Hey, that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
I heard the police officer. That's what he said.
Yep.
He said, that's okay. He said, he said, well, you ain't got anything in our car, you don't,
Right.
He said, no. He said, all right. And then he said, and then the situation changed a little bit. And the guy said, well, I have my ID, but I just don't want to give it to you.
Right.
Now, at that point, the police officer should have been like, no. You know what? Just tell me your name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying maybe there's avenues this police officer could have went down before he went down the one he went down. So quickly.
Absolutely.
What? Okay, what's your name, bro?
Right.
It's Billy. Oh,
Right.
What's your last name? You care about, look, can I run your first and last name? Then, hey, go back, and if it comes up nothing, come back and be like, hey, look, man, that name didn't come up with nothing. Are you sure you ain't lying to me?
Right.
Oh,
no,
yeah, I'm
you're,
sure.
You're right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not defending that action because that officer did cross the line. But would it have got to that point? Because if you would not listen, if you would have noticed, really look at that video closely. The officer standing there, this gentleman reaches into his backpack. Okay, that then and there, I would have probably drew down on him.
He said, and I heard what he said. He said,
I don't care.
He said, you ain't got no ID. Let me look in your backpack. That's what the police officer
Yeah,
said.
and you know why? It's a pretty simple concept. Same reason you can't put your hands in your pocket. Same reason you can't conceal anything on your body, because it's the safety of the officer. That officer has got to have maintain that visualization, because this guy could have been reaching for a gun. You don't know, unfortunately. Now, if the officer would have done things different, would the outcome be the same? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know this guy. I'm not saying that this guy did anything wrong. I don't know. But if this guy would have just absolutely cooperated and done what this officer asked, I don't think it would have led to that point. But he kept backing. He kept pushing. And
The officer obviously went way too far.
he did. He absolutely
way
did.
too far.
He absolutely did. And I don't dismiss that. He did.
And definitely not in front of his fucking 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And definitely not the way that he did it. And if he really tased him the balls and all that shit, that's fucked.
You know what? I'm telling you what. If I'm put in a position where it's possibly in danger, I don't care if there are infants around. I will take the suspect down. End of story. It's the fact that you really got to understand their point of view and how they are operating, because of how you're trained. Because in 10 seconds, everybody's world's going to be total. And but yeah, obviously, definitely, this guy went way too far. He actually did a couple that actually will probably end up, he could have been prosecuted for.
Yeah, he should. He's not have a job for sure.
Yeah. I don't think you'll have a job. The other officer, I'm sorry if you throw something at an officer, you got an assault charge. End of story.
Water bottle?
Yeah, absolutely. I can touch you. I can just touch you like that, and that is assault. And if you have the right down person, they may run you on it. But technically, yeah, you spitting, that could be attempted murder.
Nah.
So yeah, it's it's sort of like the Trayvon murder and all that good case. You've got to look at both sides.
I try really hard to.
Yes, I know, and it's the fact that I don't know either one of these guys. I don't care. The guy I'm sure that officer will lose her. Will lose his job.
I would hope so.
Pushing somebody down if you don't need to control it, if you don't have to control them, then that's wrong.
I agree. So we'll move on a little bit to a different story, if that's okay.
Yeah, good point.
So there's a World War II documentary coming to the Yes Cinema here in Columbus. It's called They Shall Not Grow Old. Opens today at Yes Cinema. The reason I mention it is because I like documentaries, especially about World War II, and that's cool. It happened in Columbus.
Yeah, that is. When is it? How much is it?
It's scheduled to run for a week, and it's only about $2.
Oh, let's go check it out. Get a report on it or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So there's pedophiles in the world, and this was found. So the city of the little ones, Pope Francis demands action from bishops as sex abuse summit opens.
You in the land of Oz or what?
That's what it says. So we're gonna actually click on this little link here, and hold on.
Oh, it's scared.
Follow the link. Check it out there, Mike.
Okay. Lollipop Boy's been controlling me.
Interesting story, huh?
Yeah.
Um,
The sad part about it is this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I heard a comedian the other day, and he's actually a 14-year-old comedian. And he was telling this joke about how now in 2007 or 19, he has to walk around with a binder full of sex offenders. It's mainly he makes jokes that it's mainly a priest and priests and gym teachers, and then he says, no, I'm just kidding. The priest.
That's a pedophile. Look at that face. That says, I'm going to take your young life. Look at that. That's a pedophile. Yeah.
He says, I'm just kidding. The priests aren't registered. So a lot of the priests get away with it for a long time.
Yeah, you don't. That's this thing. It's been going on, and what's been worse, like I said, the Catholics are covering it up.
Yeah.
That's just people are fucking nuts nowadays.
Absolutely.
Absolutely nuts. And matter of fact, that's what my blog is on this week.
What? Crazy people?
Yeah, crazy people. And why?
Mike does our blog. It's on smalltowntalkonline.com. We don't talk about it enough on the podcast, but I'm gonna start linking that in the description of every one of these podcasts. And I'm gonna try another thing. I'm gonna try to do, just to talk about it a little bit, is get the links incorporated a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Than what I have been getting.
Yeah. Well, actually, we can have once we get to all the broadcast system, set up and everything else, it'll be a lot better. It just we're starting out and. Taken by the seat of our pants. Alrighty, Granger, Indiana, small little town.
Never been there.
Never been there. It's actually a nice little town. It's just really little, country. State trooper was actually shot inside of his house in the garage and killed.
Oh, and
yeah, and actually his son was accused of one of doing it.
His son did it.
His son shot his dad, which is a state trooper.
That was very not smart of your son.
Yeah, why would what would prevent anybody shooting? What happened?
Why would you first of all? Why would you shoot a state trooper? Second of all, why would you shoot your dad? Third of
Yeah.
all, why would you shoot your state trooper dad?
Yeah, yeah. Why I don't understand why. What's the um? I think somebody's got to be just like a little maybe off.
Yeah.
I it's just I know you don't remember. We had I was just younger then. I think it was 13, 14, something like that. Out here in Rocky Fort, killed his, I think it was his grandparents he lived with. And, yeah.
There's a topic I want to talk about. That's not on our topics today,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
My buddy was talking about this, and his girlfriend the other day were talking about serial killers.
Okay.
So Ted Bundy is blowing up on Netflix right now, and there's some memes about him and stuff. But we don't just got to talk about Ted Bundy.
Okay.
Ted Bundy. Just kind of. Who is your favorite serial killer? Because everyone has one, but you don't want to admit it. But you have a favorite serial killer, you know you do.
Honestly, no, I don't.
And,
I truly don't.
What do you just talk a little bit? What do you think? I'll talk about
The
that.
one most fast. Okay,
I guess the most
I would say,
fascinating.
I would say more fascinating to favorite because
Right.
yeah.
We don't want
Yeah,
to
I would
glorify
have to
their
say
actions.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson. Tell me about why.
Charles Manson, he is just one psychotic motherfucker. He is a therapist
What?
nightmare. This guy is, I mean, he's just out there,
Absolutely.
just way out there.
The thing I like about Charles Manson is he never killed nobody.
I know,
He ran
and
a cult.
that's the best part.
That's why he's so smart. But dude, serial killers, man, they trip me out. Like Jeffrey Dahmer,
Mhm.
who I wrote a book report about when I was a senior in high school,
Okay.
about how absolutely bananas this guy was. Okay, no, first of all, he took the fact about Jeffrey Dahmer that really messed with me was that he would take mummified skulls
Mm-hmm.
to work with him. And just go to his locker and open it up and look at it.
You wouldn't do that?
No. Worked in a chocolate factory.
You could do it in a chocolate factory.
He worked in a goddamn chocolate factory. And everyone says, by the way, everyone says his things are racially, there he is.
Yep.
Is racially motivated. He
Mhm.
always said they weren't. He always said he just so happened to like black people.
But let's look at something. Kind of some that I actually know they don't look that psychotic.
No, some of them don't.
Now
Charles Manson does.
you get up here to Charles Manson, that just screams, I'm gonna fuck you and then I'm gonna kill you.
Basically, it does.
Except I'm gonna fuck you, I'm gonna have somebody kill you.
Yes.
And see, that's what I find really fascinating about him. This guy, you would literally, I don't know what you would have to do to control somebody to make them go and kill somebody for you.
Well, we gave him shit tons of acid, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, yeah, that would do. Yeah, acid would work.
He did that. They gave him lots of acid. Yeah, I don't know about him, man. It's crazy. You know he used to work with the Beatles and shit, like before he was fucking.
Yeah, back in the 70s, I guess something was it. Yeah, I
He
heard a
wrote
little bit about that.
wrote a song that the Beatles actually sung, and it's
Yeah,
actually famous. I don't remember the
actually-
name of the song.
Yeah, and I was actually just looking at that. I think he'd be a good one in a movie. You know.
I think they made a documentary about him. That's what.
Yeah, but you know, like you see, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, that shit happened.
I don't think he died till like the 2000s and stuff.
I think so. Yeah. Let's see, what song did he write? I don't care about Bakersfield. Nothing cooperates today. Nothing. Anyway, yeah, I'll try to find that song that he wrote.
We'll link it in the description.
Yeah.
I'll put a little thing and it'll say Charles Manson Beatles song that he wrote, and I'll put a little link to the song so you can go listen to the song if you want. I hope everybody, by the way, haven't been saying this in the podcast, but everyone check the links in the description for all of our social media. We just recently got a Twitter, we got a Twitch, we're getting all this shit all set up. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Charles Manson and the Beach Boys.
Yeah. But we'll have links to everything on our website, on his blog. We'll have links to everything in the description. Just check that.
Yeah. It's like I said, we're step by step. We're getting there, so be patient. Definitely hit us up, contact, and let us know. Oh wow. Yeah, it looks like you had quite a few songs there.
Yeah, Never Learn to Not Love.
Yeah.
That's the one that we're talking about
The Beatles.
on the podcast I was watching. They were talking about it.
Yeah. That's the interesting title. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely check them out there. So anyway, how's your week been?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I've been hanging out, going to work. It's Saturday, so no work today.
Yeah.
That's good. You're starting the new job on Monday.
Yep.
How you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay
New
with it.
jobs are always good sometimes, anyway.
Yep. Gotta make money.
Gotta
Gotta
make
have
money.
equipment for radio for this stuff.
Yeah, right. Gotta make enough money.
Gotta have subscriptions and all that.
We're gonna get some mics and some things. We're gonna get set up a little bit better. But right now I think this is working okay.
Get a little bit more professional and informative.
We're just working on some things today. We thought we might be able to use one other thing today, but
Yeah.
things
Never
happen.
enough time.
Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So there is never enough time. But yeah, I don't know. You got any weird things like serial killers you want to talk about? I feel like we should have a little conversation, a little more conversation.
Oh, okay. Serial killers, like you said, they just
I said like serial killers.
yeah, just about to really go through and what the mind processes versus what's reality is fascinating to me.
Yeah,
I like knowing why you did this.
Jeffrey Dahmer said that in the interview that I watched that it became more of a. He was kind of separated from it.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of a different person. He wasn't even really him when he was doing it. He was separated from that because he went to work and went out and did other things and.
Lived a normal life.
Yes, so he was kind of almost separated himself from it, but his desires were so terrible that he couldn't stop them. Basically, is what he said.
Interesting.
We'll also have an audio only version eventually of this podcast, so you can get on the podcast app or iTunes podcast, whatever it's called, and listen to it on there while you're working.
Yeah.
And things like that. But
yeah. Of course, now they have to think of that.
on Twitch at Small Town Talk, it looks like.
Yeah.
On Twitter at Small Town Talk. That's it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be, like I said, be on all these streams. So, yeah.
We're going to be streaming hopefully on Twitch soon. We'll hopefully be streaming this live on Facebook as well while we're streaming. We're getting this set up to where we can stream on multiple things at once. Maybe have multiple camera angles. Maybe have multiple mics.
Dancing naked women.
Not that.
Okay.
But so we're working on getting all this stuff set up right now. This is working out for us. Okay, pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
It sounds good. It looks good.
So that's
for
what
right
this
now.
organization to do. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
We're better than when we started. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
absolutely. Day by day.
So I think that we can enter here if you want.
Absolutely.
Enjoy this 1 a.m. podcast. Podcast number 4.
Yeah.
With Mike and Josh.
Many more to come. Many more to come.
Many more to come, he says.
No, other than just trying not to kill anybody over the week.
Don't do that.
Have fun.
Hopefully one a week. We're gonna start from maybe 1, maybe 2 a week.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll eventually say get out and do some stuff in the community and.
I got a buddy named Tyler who might be coming on the podcast if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to gentleman running for city council that I know. I'm thinking about having him, talk to him and get him on as a guest and,
That would be cool.
break him over the toes a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to that guy all day long. But all right.
Yeah.
Thank everybody for watching.
Thank you guys.
Follow us on Facebook at.
Small Town Talk.
Follow us on or the online store. Online is what? The
Online.
website.
Smalltowntalkonline.com.
And on Instagram at Small Town Talk with Mike and Josh.
Yep.
Follow us everywhere. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.